Hello everybody, welcome to QuickSave, your quick checkpoint in the week for all the video game news. My name is Gold and we are now officially past SGF/E3 season and we're going on into it's almost summer. Can you believe spring's almost over? It's wild. But we're getting into summer now and all of the chaos that is about to ensue. And most importantly, we're inching ever closer to the big game. And not the big game you're thinking of. I mean, the big game that I want, Ocarina of Time Remake. We're getting closer. We don't know when it's coming out, but we're getting closer. I think it'll probably be in November because it's just GTA in November. So, and that's in like the second or third week. It's almost in the third week. So if they come out at the first half of like the first week or two, the first week of November, that would be a good month. That'd be a really good month. Oh, we have 3 stories for today. The third one is big. So we're going to jump right into story number 1. Grand Theft Auto 6's cover art and pre-order date have been revealed. Yes, GTA is so big that they had their own video just to reveal the cover art. You know, you're just going to be astronomically huge when the cover is shown like this and people are flipping out and everyone's, making all these videos. What does this mean? I literally saw an article talking about how they put too many teeth on the alligator on the cover art. Okay. But this is really the point where, as the Joker said in The Dark Knight, and here we go. Rockstar said that pre-orders for GTA 6 will officially begin on June 25th on digital storefronts and at other select retailers. As VGC pointed out, digital platform holders typically only allow pre-orders for games to open when a game is less than a year from release. So I think it's finally safe to say that we won't be getting another delay. I truly believe that won't be the case and the date is secure. This feels like the official start of GTA is coming. It's time to get ready, not just for the players, but for the industry as a whole. With pre-orders starting on June 25th, I imagine that almost guarantees that we'll be getting a trailer then too. As I said before, I have no plans to play GTA 6, but the vibes this cover trailer gives off are wild. I am so excited to see their marketing campaign start to roll out and just what I assume will happen, dominate the summer. I mean, after 13 years of GTA 5 being released on the, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, we're finally just months away from the next installment. Now, judging from how long this took, it might just be the last GTA we get in our lifetimes, but hey, we're almost there. Story number 2. This probably shouldn't actually really be a story at all by itself, but Nintendo went so hard on making a new StarFox poster that I just have to talk about it because it's really cool. It feels like this is a movie advertisement, which on one hand, I fully expect them to actually make in the near future. So it sort of makes sense. But I am very excited to play this. I haven't tried the demo yet, but I'm probably just going to wait and just play the game. And mostly hope that it spawns off new games in the series. I'm especially excited to see the new story elements they're adding into this, and I'm curious to see if future games will keep this art style or go back to a more traditional look. But something that I didn't realize right away, but now I'm thinking, will GTA's pre-order launch hurt StarFox since they're both on the same day? I don't think the two audiences overlap too much, but I'm sure there's a decent amount that would be interested in both. And if they have to choose, they're probably no doubt going to pick up the pre-order for GTA. But we won't have to wait long to see what those numbers will be. And if you want new StarFox games to be in our future, and if you don't want to be the sole reason that we don't get any more and StarFox just dies, you might consider picking this up along with myself next Thursday. I'm not saying it would be your fault if it fails, but you never know. Story number 3. And yes, you're going to say, wow, we're only a few minutes in. We're already to the last story. This is a big story. And we saved the biggest. Not the best, but the biggest news stories. This is the compilation for last. Xbox to say the least, has had a week. Boy, oh boy, have they had a week, especially coming right off what I would consider a fantastic SGF showcase. Then they just roll right into all of this. But on the bright side, I never really have to worry about a slow news week now, do I? The Xbox reset. Almost as a bad omen before the wave of bad news, Asha Sharma and Matt Booty sent out a letter to Team Xbox employees the other day to address the first 100 days of Asha in office and looking forwards to the next 100 days. They mention the improvements made, but also the distance they still have to go. A TLDR of the letter is that they have over 1 billion players across Xbox and their games, but they still have to fight for attention more than anything. They spent $20 billion over the past 5 years, but their annual revenue has declined nearly $500 million during that time. Asha mentions that when she, quote, joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2 times as high as we paid last fall. These costs have since doubled again, and as we plan for the 2027 holiday release, we expect another significant increase, taking us over 5 times the prices we paid only 2 years earlier. We are currently unable to make as many consoles as players want to buy, and we need a new business model and partnerships for hardware as we remain committed to Helix. 2 things near the end of the letter that I think are of some concern are, 1, quote, Xbox is one of the few places where people come not just to play, but to connect with others to create memories, with console at the center of how our showcase experiences are defined. And 2, quote, let's reset for a stronger Xbox and build the #1 gaming entertainment company. It feels like to me, like Xbox can't really Xbox has ADHD. They can't focus. This is an Xbox. Play anywhere. Game Pass. Then switch it over to, we're bringing back exclusives. But only 2 exclusives. Yeah! And though we're already starting to see what resetting Xbox means, which we're going to talk about that in a minute, what's the full extent of this going to mean? And how many jobs is this going to affect? Well, then the fun news started to roll out. These following articles all come from Andy Robinson and Jordan Midler of VGC. Xbox is reportedly planning major layoffs as Sharma tells staff, we need to reassess our priorities. Xbox looks to make significant cuts for the 4th year in a row. Microsoft is planning major layoffs across its Xbox division next month. That's according to a Bloomberg report citing people familiar with the matter who claim that the exact scale of the layoff is not clear, but they're expected to take place shortly after the end of Microsoft's fiscal year on June 30th. Xbox is also planning to significantly slash budgets for marketing and some other areas of the business, according to the report. The cuts come following an appearance by Xbox's new CEO, Asha Sharma, at the Bloomberg Tech Conference this weekend, where she said she planned on resetting the business, which was not in a healthy spot. They also come exactly a year after Microsoft's huge 9,000 job cuts last summer, which saw the Xbox division hit hard. Notably, a planned Perfect Dark reboot was canceled, rest in peace, alongside Rare's Everwild, rest in peace, and other projects. Microsoft also made significant cuts to its Xbox division in 2024 and 2023, including 1,900 staff cuts across Activision Blizzard, Bethesda, and Xbox. And part of the letter that we just read before we got into these articles mentioned that we expanded our studio system when we needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies across subscription, streaming, and devices. In the process, we have found ourselves overextended as we executed on changing strategies in a landscape of more readily available content. I would be sweating bullets if I worked at Xbox right now, and sadly, the ominous feelings went to reality. Because the next article says that Xbox Studios Compulsion, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory facing closure, it's claimed. Multiple Xbox studios are in negotiation to spin off to avoid closure, according to sources. That's according to Bloomberg, which first reported the news, and corroborated by VGC's own sources, who indicated that Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory are among those in active negotiations to spin off from Xbox. The Xbox studios are said to be at risk of being shuttered, but have the opportunity to buy themselves back from Microsoft and go independent, though employees are likely to lose their jobs as a result, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier. Employees at several studios have been informed of the situation and given permission to seek new work, but many were told that the status of the studios is still in flux, he wrote. Now, here's where it gets worse. Cambridge, England-based Ninja Theory, which made Hellblade, announced a new game, Sinnoa, just last week at the Xbox Game Showcase. Both Compulsion, South of Midnight, and Double Fine, Kiln, have released games in the last year. All three studios are known for creating award-winning original games, but not necessarily commercial hits. The potential studio closures or sales come as part of expected widespread cuts at Microsoft's gaming division, which were foreshadowed this week by comments from CEO Satya Nadella and Xbox boss Asha Sharma, who warned that the Xbox business needed to be more profitable in the future. The comments they mentioned about Satya Nadella were, quote, I think one of the things that Asha, who has just taken over Xbox, put out is that we've invested a lot. No one can accuse Microsoft of not having invested for the last 25 years. And now we have to turn this into a sustainable business that delivers what is fundamentally one of the best sources of entertainment still. It sounds like Mr. Nadella is starting to lose his patience. But wait, you might say, didn't they literally just announce Sinnoa like 2 weeks ago at SGF? Why, yes, dear viewer, yes, they did. Then why are they axing its developer Ninja Theory? You might also ask. Well, it's because, as the next article says, Microsoft has already decided to sunset or split Hellblade developer Ninja Theory when it announced its last game, Sinnoa, it's been claimed. Just 10 days ago, at the time of writing this article, UK-based developer Ninja Theory announced Sinnoa, the third game in the critically acclaimed Hellblade series. However, since the game's announcement, the studio behind it has been the subject of multiple reports claiming it, along with Microsoft stablemates Compulsion Games and Double Fine, could close. When these reports were published, many were surprised due to the fact that Ninja Theory had only days earlier announced its new game for 2027. It's now claimed that the impending changes at Ninja Theory were already well underway before the trailer debuted. According to GameFile, citing a source familiar with Microsoft's operations, plans were already in place to close the studio or sell it off when the game was announced during June's showcase. By the time the game was revealed, Microsoft had already planned to sunset or split with the studio, reads the report from GameFile. The thinking was that the promise of a newly announced game would help draw investor interest in the studio. The report states that it's currently unknown if anyone at Ninja Theory was involved in this plan. Xbox, what are we doing? And now I know on one hand, you could say that they're trying to help Ninja Theory, to which I sort of appreciate that. I really do. But on the other hand, I do wonder, well, what would have happened if Phil and Sarah would have just stayed in power and the This Is an Xbox campaign would have continued on? I genuinely wonder. It might have worked. Get rid of the console. It might have worked because at least they had a plan. From the onset of Xbox One, the unraveling of any plans that they had started. Remember the whole, when you buy a game, it gets attached to your account and you can't share the disc? And then literally like right after the showcase, Sony did that 30-second video mocking them, showing this is how you share a game on PS4. And it would just, it just destroyed them. And Xbox hightailed it back to the land of sanity. Now, I do feel like they have some type of goal or plan for what they're doing right now. Asha was hired to fix the business, and that's what she's really trying to do. I mean, they lowered the price of Game Pass. Subscriptions are up. People were excited at SGF. I was. I can't blame her. It's her job. But a half-hearted commitment to exclusives, but trying to be successful and get people to buy our upcoming console, even though it's supposed to have a big price tag on it, and saying Xbox is back, and then going and axing 3 pretty respected studios. It just feels like they can't pick a lane and stay in it. I am starting to think that what Helix was is not now what it's going to be. With the uptick in price of parts, I wouldn't be surprised if plans have shifted in a major way. And I don't know if it was from the letter that Asha and Matt wrote or elsewhere, but I thought I heard something saying like they might have to rethink the way they're approaching this. Thankfully, that's basically all of the big news for Xbox. Mostly. Until next week. Maybe we could just talk about like how many pre-orders GTA got next week and not something more depressing about Xbox. I do want Xbox to succeed. I really do. I'm excited about that 25th anniversary controller and the X. I won't get the Series X, but it looks beautiful. That's all the main stories for today. You know what? Other news is actually really exciting. So let's get into other news. Pokemon Champions is out on mobile, and the only saving grace that I haven't spent all my time on playing this now is because my phone is too full. So I haven't even tried installing it yet. If you haven't tried it out yet on mobile or the Switch 2, I cannot recommend it enough. It is not perfect. It is not perfect, but it is really fun, especially for the fact that I have not played Pokemon for a hot minute. So when I ran into Bellabolt for the first time, my life was altered and changed, and he's wonderful. A Lies of P seamless co-op mod has been released that lets you play through the entire game and DLC with a friend. It is still in beta though, so there might be some issues that need to be ironed out, but that is very exciting. VGC reports that Matt Booty said about the Elder Scrolls 6, quote, "So I can tell you, having visited Bethesda and sat down with Todd and seen Elder Scrolls playing, it looks amazing, and it's coming along well, and we'll make sure to announce it and really reveal it at the right time." It has been 8 years since it was announced, by the way. What's 8 more? VG Charts reports that Black Myth Wukong has sold over 30 million units. It had sold 10 million in August of 24 and 18 million in September of 24. So they have just been pumping it out like mad over the past couple of years. I'd like to give it a try one time. I'd like to give it a go at some point and see how much I like it. I get mixed reactions from it, but I'd like to try it. June's PlayStation Plus catalog has a bunch of games in it, but none of them matter except the, in my opinion, exceptional Final Fantasy 16. If you've got the PS Plus tier that lets you do this, and you've never tried it, please, please, please play this game. It is so good. It's the only Final Fantasy game that I've actually beaten. So maybe, if I played the others, I'd say, it's not an RPG. It's so good. Just at least do me the favor, play a few hours and get to the first scene with Byron. That is absolute cinema. Now on to our final segment for today, and one that I am personally very excited to talk about, today's game highlight. Now I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. Brekekekex. Brekekekex. That. I hope I put the text on screen here. Look at that. That's what it is. I just played part of the demo, and only part because an anime frog beat the living snot out of me. And let me say, holy cow, is this cool. When I first saw it, I thought, is this going to be one of the games that look really cool, and you get into it and you go, oh gosh, this is actual garbage? No. I don't think I've ever played a game that feels so close to an actual anime fight before. I don't know what this man did, or multiple people did to make the camera be so perfect, but the camera is genuinely perfect. It feels incredible. It's hard, or I'm just bad, but it is so cool. The Steam description reads, Brekekekex is a short, third-person, single-player, melee-focused action brawler set in a froggy swamp overrun with frogs, cultists, bandits, and worse. This isn't an RPG, there are no skill trees to grind, and no stats to pad. There's only you, your skills, and the weight of your weapon. No hard lock-on targeting. Brekekekex is how many times are they gonna make me say this? Is inspired by anime arena fighters, but it utilizes a free aim camera system. Attack strike where you aim. Command a complete suite of aerial and grounded attacks. You can't tank hits. Survival depends on blocks, dodges, and resource management. Combat is close range and skill driven with an emphasis on movement and player decision making rather than stats or upgrades. You can also play as different characters, each different in how they play. There is no current release date, and the trailer for this was uploaded to the dev No Host, which is his name, his YouTube channel only 5 months ago. But if you're interested in this, please make sure to follow them on socials and the game on Steam. And most importantly, make sure to wishlist the game on Steam because it really helps out the dev. Well, that is all the news for today. We're about to get pre-orders for GTA 6. Can you believe it? But all I want are pre-orders for Ocarina of Time Remake. But you know, we're closer now than we were at the direct, so that's something positive. Just let me hear the Song of Storms in a full orchestral version. Please give me a special edition Switch 2. I don't need to spend the money, but if it's there and it's pretty, I will. We're so close. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.